You know, it's now my privilege to introduce our next speaker, Valerie Eyer. When Valerie was just 4 years old, her 2-year-old brother, Maxwell, was murdered, a victim of child abuse. And she's told this story. She has a book, which I encourage you to read and reach out to. She entered into foster care at that tender age of 2 and was welcomed into her new family, a new home, a new school, a new community. And she was adopted 4 years later, and she has become a vibrant member of the Jacksonville community. Today, as you will soon see, Valerie is a bright and engaging 11-year-old with wisdom way beyond her years. A 5th grade student at the Illinois School for the Deaf, she's an avid reader and a delightful storyteller, serving as the assistant innkeeper at Blessings of State Bed and Breakfast. She loves to give welcome tours. She loves to entertain with songs and jokes and stories. She takes horseback riding lessons. And her teacher, Mike Anderson, has set one of her songs to music for Maxwell. A happy, well-adjusted child, one would never know the events that she had to experience before coming into that loving home in Jacksonville. Please join me in welcoming Valerie.
I had a baby brother. I remember him today. He'll always be a part of me as I go on my way. He had brown eyes and a great big smile. I really loved him so. We'd still be a happy family if he didn't have to go. We talked and laughed and giggled. We had a lot of fun. I'd hold his hand to walk along, and sometimes we would run. Some days we rode tricycles, sometimes we played inside. We dressed up in our costumes, and we always had good times. Our dad was loud and sometimes rough. He did not want to play. Mama said, "Be nice to him. Don't make him go away." I think that Max was scared sometimes, and sometimes I was too. I wish our dad had been a man we could have looked up to. One day Max got very sick. I did not know what to do. He didn't even smile at me. His eyes looked funny too. Then Mama could not wake him up. He did not move at all. She took him to a hospital. I sure wish she would call. People came to pick me up. They made me leave my home. I kicked and cried and pulled away. I did not want to go. They said that grown-ups hurt my Max. They made him hit his head. It happened late one winter night when I was still in bed. They said Max went to heaven. They said God took him home. All I had left was his picture, and I felt so alone. I pictured him up in the clouds. I miss my brother so. He should be here to play with me. I wish he didn't go. But I'll see Max in heaven one day. I can hardly wait. They talk about the streets of gold inside a pearly gate. I know that he is happy now and playing as he waits. We'll be together one day too. I just don't know the date. when my adopted mom asked me about sharing my story with others, she knew that it would be hard for me. She told me that people would ask a lot of questions. They'd want to know what happened to my parents and why I was adopted by my grandparent. And it still makes me sad when I think about Maxwell. I really miss him. And I miss my mama. But I want to share my story so that other people will realize that they need to stop child abuse from happening. How will you help? Everyone can do something. Not every 11-year-old gets the opportunity that I have. I told my story in my book, in the newspaper, on the radio, on TV, and now here. I want to keep telling it. I want people to always remember that every child counts.
And now I think you can see why so many of us are so passionate about this issue. I heard one time that children are only 25% of our population, but they're 100% of our future. And I think it's important for us to remember